What is up, sleepers? It looks like Dune Awakening just published a roadmap, which includes the first upcoming story continuation and DLC drop in September of 2025 called Lost Harvest. We're getting main story continuation, character recustomization, dynamic encounters, social hub contracts, new deep desert layouts, new archetype armors, new hairstyle tattoos, and more. Plus, we get a new vehicle, new contract chains and unique locations, new building pieces and decorations, along with new armor and weapon skins, new swatches and emotes, and a whole lot more, which is huge news for those of us who have, like myself, been waiting for the next story drop. We've also got a timeline now for Chapter 3, along with Raiders of the Broken Lands, which is coming in January to March of 2026, and Chapter 4, which is to be revealed, and the Water Wars, which is going to coincide with around April through June of 2026. And then sometime later in 2026, they've got further expansions, console plans, more free updates, and more DLCs on the pipeline. And we can read through here. It's a whole post. I'm going to have a link to it in the description down below for those of you who want to read through it at your leisure. They're going to be at Gamescom this week talking about the Chapter 2, excuse me, free update and the Lost Harvest DLC. I will be covering Gamescom in a variety of different videos, so anything that Funcom does around Dune Awakening that they show off somewhere live, I will obviously get reaction videos up to that as it happens. And we, of course, are still continuing to play Dune Awakening. This is sort of a background game for me right now. I'm currently playing on Sundays. About every 2 weeks, we play for a little bit, doing ongoing maintenance for the bases, keeping the bases going. We've got deep desert stuff with the guild happening periodically, and we're continuing to just kind of work on alts and other stuff from time to time, just sort of waiting for the story updates to happen. So let's see what else is coming down the pipeline here. It says, in terms of quality of life improvements, we're also adding the ability to rename vehicles, which is huge. Also going to be able to rename storage containers. That's a big deal, as well as other placeables. We're going to have more reliable ornithopter rockets for the combat enthusiasts, and the highly requested option to swap seats in a vehicle with a hotkey, which I cannot wait for that to happen, so that I no longer have to use the radio menu on the controller to do that. They've got some in-game changes coming. Let's see here. Short term, we're going to be doing improved player logging. Vehicle salvage system, working on a vehicle salvage system that will allow you to recover lost vehicles. Cobalt paste / vehicle inventory. We're adjusting the volume of the infamous cobalt paste. That's awesome. And adding more slots to the assault ornithopter vehicle inventory. Also cool to know. We're also adding a cargo container that will be carried by the carrier ornithopter. Oh, that's cool. Oh, so is that going to be like a cargo container? It says that can be carried. It doesn't say it doesn't say an inventory item. So that sounds to me like we're going to have like a storage container that we're going to be able to pick up and carry with the carrier ornithopter, which is a big deal for those of us. We've been talking about this on Discord about like moving bases in the Haga Basin, and like how that's a sort of a big pain in the ass. But if we had a storage container where we could put everything into the storage container and then pick it up with the carrier ornithopter and move that to the new base, that's a big deal. Instancing deep desert loot. The constant camping and queuing at the deep desert testing stations leads to a frustrating experience with players arriving at empty testing stations. We're going to change these to be more in line with the rest of the game. So we're going to have instanced deep desert loot, which is great. Offline notifications about important events, such as checking your power and taxes. We'd like to create a notification system that sends you the status of your base via an email. That's interesting. I use Google updates, like, or Google Calendar. Like, literally, I have everything set up on my Google Calendar so that it's like, go pay your taxes, go check the base power, put the shields up on this other base, do your maintenance stuff. I set everything up through Google Calendar updates. So it'll be cool to see them putting some sort of an email notification system out. I mean, I would love an app. An app would be great too. Star Wars: The Republic has an app that I can use for the security stuff. I mean, I'm okay with an app too. On my phone. Anyway, this is in addition to the current slate of UI UX improvements, continued crackdown on exploiters and cheaters, and stability improvements. Now let's talk about long-term planning and what's in store for the end game. The Landsred is supposed to be the in-game activity driver. Currently, it does not have the breadth or depth of content or progression to serve that function. As we work towards Chapter 3, we're going to begin to tie the faction progression of the game to the Landsred, while also systematically building out the Landsred with a greater activity variety of activities around the world. As a player, that means you'll be able to increase your faction rank by completing Lands Red tasks, checking in with your Duke or Baron occasionally, perform special missions, and visit faction vendors. Hell yeah. Lands Red activities are going to become contract based rather than delivery based, which will allow us to effectively remove the issue of stockpiling that is currently endemic in the game. Also, great to hear. This ensures players are rewarded for solo play and give you many choices on how to progress over time. As for planned activities, we are currently going to add current destination shipwrecks. These are examples, but not promises, as they take time and they will take work and time to deliver. Currently, we are thinking of other things like assassinations, treasure maps, races, construction challenges, duels, factions, faction versus faction maps, improved control points, scavenger hunts, temporary crafting challenges, etc. These activities will make use of the overland map. Quick commercial break, everyone, to celebrate and give thanks to all of these amazing people who keep me on the air full time. Really appreciate the support. All you got to do is join as a member. You get access to private videos. You can also do super thanks on any upload or super chats and stickers on any live stream or premiere you see. And beyond that, don't forget we're multi-streaming over on Twitch now, so you can support over there as well. Thanks so much to everybody. Let's get back to the video at hand. Perfect. As the Lands Red activities become more fleshed out, we will then transition the Deep Desert back towards the original intention. As Sandbox area players can compete for the control of spice. We're going to continue to iterate on the Deep Desert, including no fly zones to enforce ground combat. That's great for those of you who wanted that. Adding more layouts with more variety and challenge, and ensuring there is clear progression. We're also experimenting with the tech beyond the Deep Desert, and if things go well, we will experience the Deep Desert in a much more stable environment. A lot of this will become our focus in the latter half of 2025. Awesome. So, I mean, this all sounds great to me. The roadmap in particular, I think, is a big deal for a lot of people because we've been wanting to see exactly what's coming into the pipeline. I don't know when we're going to be getting the new faction, um, but that's something that I'm really, really, really looking forward to is when we get that third faction to know because I'm secretly hoping that it's the Fremen. We don't know if it is. It could be many different things. If it's the Fremen, I'm totally betraying the Atreides. And as hardcore of an Atreides fan as I am, I will totally betray if it's the Fremen. But the thing is like we don't know what we're getting with main story continuation, and we got so many name drops like Stilgar and Chani, and we're going to be meeting the Fremen at some point. I'm really hoping that happens in chapter 2, not chapter 3. I'm very interested to see what they mean by dynamic encounters. The social hub contracts sound really cool because that means being able to get things in Arakeen and Harko Village. New archetype armors. I'm a big fan of any sort of cosmetic system. Hairstyles and tattoos, I really don't care about too much, but I know they're a big deal for some people. But then also, new vehicle, big fan of that. New building pieces and decorations, always going to be a big fan of that because it gets me more stuff to base build with. And of course, new armor and weapon skins, swatches and emotes. All that stuff sounds really, really awesome. So, looking forward to seeing what's coming in the pipeline. Also, I think that the changes, the storage thing for the carrier sounds really cool, like a storage container, but also more space for the assault thopter, and of course, adjusting the volume of cobalt paste. Oh, because you need so much of it. All of these changes sound great. I can't wait to hear more. I can't wait to play more. Hopefully, I'll see you guys on the sands of Arrakis. Stay tuned. Daily streams, 4:30 a.m. on YouTube and Twitch. See you next time.